Hello, kia ora, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you for joining us for our Wednesday weather update recorded on October the 18th. As we head in towards the long weekend, let's have a look at the animated wind map. We've got this low pressure zone just to the north of New Zealand. It's not a storm, it's quite large in size, but it's not very deep as far as the air pressure is concerned, and high pressure right next to it. That's why it's a windy southeaster between the two, and why it's a little bit cooler now along that eastern coastline of Australia. But it's milder in New Zealand. Subtropical winds up here getting wrapped around that low, and so there's a bit of a subtropical flow to the very top of the country, and light winds pretty much elsewhere, which is a real change from where we were just a few days ago. Let's have a look at the rainfall coming in. This is for the next 3 days ahead, and not a lot. We've got showers around the North Island in particular. A bit of rain down around Fiordland, a couple of showers spilling over, and up here at that low, just bringing in a wee bit of rain around the Bay of Islands, and potentially also coming into parts of Hawke's Bay and Gisborne. Just depends on how that kind of system moves through over the next couple of days. Either way, though, it's not a major system. And in Australia, mostly dry. Got a couple of downpours at the top here, but low pressure is going to form this week and track over Tasmania, bringing a few showers to the wheat belt. Won't be very much there in Victoria, but Tasmania could get up to 60 or 70 millimetres, especially on the eastern side around Hobart. Now, the other day on the Australia-only video, which we do every Thursday, be out tomorrow, I got mocked by somebody in Western Australia who said 37 degrees isn't hot. So you're quite right, 40 degrees and above is getting into that territory. So here you go, 40 degrees and above in the red zones here. That is coming through for later on today. So that heat, it is starting to build up now as we go into the summer months ahead. Let's have a look at the forecast in the days ahead as we go into the long weekend for New Zealand. Low pressure to the top of the country. It's sort of bunny hopping over the top of the country, but there'll be a little bit of wet weather, showers just around the far north, potentially down to about the Bay of Islands. Light winds elsewhere, a little bit of cloud, nothing too serious in the forecast. Going into the start of the long weekend, or at least by the end of the day it will be, a few showers still in the north here, still around the Bay of Islands. Otherwise, pretty much light winds and dry around most of New Zealand. It's only coastal Southland and Fiordland and Stewart Island. Still just seeing a few showers tracking through there. Okay, into the weekend, we've got this low pressure zone forming over the Tasmania Bass Strait area. That drives in a showery, cooler southerly for Adelaide, and then later on it'll get into Victoria and Tasmania, later on into Saturday night or Sunday morning. And New Zealand's also got a cooler southerly flow down here on Saturday. It just begins in Southland and Otago with a few showers and that cooler change coming in. And in the north, that weakening low is tracking along the northeastern coastline. It's a little bit annoying because that is into some of the more populated holiday spots like Hahei and Whangamata, Tauranga, all those eastern areas. But there could be a few showers around on Saturday as that low tracks through. And by Sunday, the low likely to be gone, moving away. But what you can't really see in the New Zealand forecast very clearly is that there's a cooler southerly moving all the way up and along that eastern coastline. So Canterbury will have a little bit of wet weather, so will Hawke's Bay, just a few showers in the mix there, and a drop in your temperatures on Sunday in those eastern areas, maybe only a degree or so in the top. And over here in Australia, the low pressure zone deepens. That's why Sunday in particular is wet and windy in Hobart and showery in Melbourne as well. But if you're going up towards ACT in Sydney, it won't be quite so dry. Sorry, it won't be quite so wet, but it will be a little bit windy with those southerlies blowing through. Monday of next week, well, it's the Labour Day in New Zealand. Might be a couple of afternoon showers that bubble up around Waikato. They might also be in the morning along the eastern side over here. But otherwise, Monday is a warmer day. After Sunday's cool down, Monday warms up as we get those northerlies coming back in again, subtropical for some of you. And that low out to sea, not doing much, it's falling apart. And by Tuesday, it sort of tracks past in the Southern Ocean there with a classic cold front coming in for New Zealand and those westerlies as well. And over in the southeastern corner of Australia, the next low coming through. Again, nothing huge, probably not as big as that one that just tracked through, but another chance of some further showers. That's all from me for today. Don't forget our Pacific Island forecast is coming out, and guess what? possible tropical cyclone. Cyclone season doesn't even start till November. We've got an early one potentially forming around the Solomon Islands, Vanuatu, and it might even come down towards New Caledonia and Fiji. So we will cover that later today in our Pacific Islands forecast. Otherwise, we will see you again tomorrow, Thursday, with both our New Zealand forecast for the long weekend and also the Australia 7-day outlook as we take a look at that heat that is now spreading across Aussie. We'll see you tomorrow.